Hey guys, so today I really need to make a trade breakdown. So today we basically had a trading day which is only presenting itself like once, twice, maybe even a year. So really quality conditions. Really just a plus quality setup, and I will break it down now. So right here you can see basically my executions, but what's more important is basically the higher time frame direction, and therefore we will drop to the daily chart. So already coming into the day, I was really actually really bullish on the day. Why? Because basically we had already a really strong body before the opening, and we had still really clean daily buy side liquidity we could reach for. So therefore I know, okay, we would trade higher today. And if we would have been interested in trading lower, we would have done it basically already in here. So then we would have not, we would not go even above the higher time frame gap right here. So because right here we also have a short-term high to the left, a medium-term high, and then we would expect that we would form basically a short-term high on the right, so right here basically, and then we would trade lower. But we failed basically to do that, and therefore we are really bullish. And also on the hourly chart, we had really clean price action. So with Asia we traded higher, and then London was really interesting. So London was actually only consolidating, creating equal lows right here, also clean buy sell liquidity right here, and really in advance of the daily buy sell liquidity. And we also had a clean hourly fair value gap right here, also right here, but we even traded back into it right here. Why even into the hourly fair value gap right here? Because in that case, the one right here is even a breakaway gap on the hourly chart, because it's basically inside the balanced price range right here. So because we can regard the consecutive down close candle right here as a order block, therefore we expect that we have a really strong area where we will find support basically. So back to the 50-minute chart, or even basically what we can see right here, we really came close to the daily buy side liquidity, failed to sweep it. Why? Because that's basically time engineered buy side liquidity. So we are not in the time where we are able to sweep the buy side liquidity right here, because we are just not within the opening. Therefore, we traded lower, and that's really strong engineered buy sell liquidity, which will get basically scrapped later on. We traded lower, scrapped the London lows, traded into the higher time frame gap, into the higher time frame fair gap, and then just expanded higher, as we expected, basically also with the higher time frame delivery. Before we drop lower, I want to show you regular trading hours. So to me, it's always two parts basically. One, it's the higher time frame, and the other one is basically the regular trading hours chart. So basically, regular trading hours is also really bullish. Why? We have also the buy sell liquidity right here, and even equal, really strong equal highs right here. And even more interesting is on the hourly chart, also the really strong, huge new opening range gap right here, which is basically a really old gap, so presents itself basically already on in November, so not really interesting for our price action right now, but still I just wanted to see how we react there, and as you can see, we still really right here stopped in advance of the lower quadrant. Therefore I know, okay, we have engineered buy sell liquidity right here, and then therefore I'm basically more convinced, so I really have a more strong conviction that we will trade higher and try to sweep the high trade into the lower quadrant. Therefore I'm content with having like a more wider stop and even allowing for the retracement down here. And as you can see right here, we also formed SMT, and from there on traded higher. So basically, therefore, still even the new opening range gap from November is still interesting for us. But what's also interesting is our today's new opening range gap, so which consists of 128 handles. Therefore, we are in trading conditions. So usually we want to see that we only trade back to the upper quadrant and then basically continue our direction. But in that case, we basically disrespected the upper quadrant and even traded back to the consequent encroachment level, and from there on traded higher. But that's actually expectable. Why? Because we have no price action to the left, and therefore trading back into the candles right here is in that case even expected, because we have basically a balanced price range right here. So as you can see right here, many candles within a really tight range, so therefore these are balanced price range, balanced prices, and we expect that we will trade back to the consequent encroachment level, and then we will follow the trend. But that's really important that we respect, if we do not respect the upper quadrant, that we respect the CE level. So if we would also disrespect the CE level, then we can expect that we eventually even close in the full gap and trade back to the basically close of Monday. So with that, we can now take a look on ES, also really important to us. Why? Because we had also a really strong SMT in here. So ES was already sweeping London lows within the New York Open kill zone. So therefore we therefore I had a more neutral bias regarding if we would sweep the London lows on NQ as well, because it could have been also already that we already trade higher with the opening, because we already had a really strong SMT with London lows, but because we have such equal lows, would have not liked really to go long in here. Would have been still possible, but basically like that, it's just a perfect setup. So that's your manipulation, lower with the opening. Then we have a SMT in play, basically, and then we had a really strong balanced price range right here, down close candle, up close candle, with like only a difference of 4 minutes. So one of the most just one of the strongest PD arrays there is. So a balanced price range, in that case a really strong CSD, also because we displaced through the high time frame gap, and a SMT is already in play, and we are now approaching also the 10 AM macro. So we entered already right here because we had really a strong volatile or really strong volatility, and it holy stellar. I did not wanted to basically yeah, just miss the move to the upside, because I can't really drop lower to a 30-second chart. So 1 minute is basically the lowest I can get. So therefore, sometimes I just have to enter right on, because I cannot see if we have any yeah, like lower time frame fair gaps in here or something like that. Yeah, so I had my stop, I think, below the low right here or below the SMT, so the invalidation point. We traded back into the balanced price range, and from there we traded much higher. A bit concerning was actually that we formed lots of SMTs in here, but in that case it's just because ES is ahead of NQ, and we have to really keep the conviction that we will trade higher, and to take partials too early in here would even be a mistake. So in that case, yeah, if your style is that you will trade really low AR trades with a high win rate, I mean, okay, then you can only aim for the opening prices right here. But to me, I really like to trade aligned with the higher time frame, and today I was really convinced that we would expand on the higher time frame as well. And we had also, yeah, just such clean higher targets to the upside, so equal highs right here. New York Open kill zone, buy sell liquidity, so session liquidity, engineered buy sell liquidity, and daily buy sell liquidity. So if you do not go for that, I don't know. Took my first partial right here, and then basically just traded my stop, and was basically stopped out right here. So really clean trading day, which basically only happens, like, I think once a month. So, or maybe even like once like every 3 months, something like that. And then you have to catch it. So really clean trading day, and also made 370 US dollar with 2 micro contracts. So really clean, actually. Yeah, and I really don't know how we'll handle basically the rest of the week, because now we had such a clean delivery day, so I'm expecting that the rest of I'm always saying but the rest of the week will basically have like a more high resistance delivery. So I don't know if I will try to trade at all, or if I will just trade with lower risk, because I'm now already up on the week a lot. So yeah, we have to see. I hope you learned something, and yeah, I think that's basically it, and see you soon.